Do you mind just walking through your journey from Pakistan to the US? How was that process like for you?
So again, because I didn't really have any immediate role models as such, basically after completing med school, I actually did a internship and I actually did 6 months in pediatrics and 6 months in internal medicine. And that's really what made me decide on pediatrics. It was time to choose what we wanted to do. I really wasn't sure even then. I knew what I didn't want. I did not want to do OBGYN, which was again for women that was the one thing everybody did. And I said, for me, I was like, no, I'm not doing it because it's a year's internship and you do 6 months in one and 6 months in another specialty. Most females chose pediatrics with OBGYN or OBGYN with internal medicine. And for me, it's like, I'm not doing OBGYN. I don't really care. So I did 6 months of peds and 6 months of internal medicine, but peds was so much fun. And to this day, to it's fun. And I enjoy and love every moment of what I do, which I think is why I'm still going on at this point in time. After my internship, then that was the time a lot of people in my class were taking, it used to be called ECFMG, now it's USMLE. People were taking that, and some people had already started coming to the US. And so that's when I always knew I wanted to study more. There was so much more to learn. So I decided that's what I did then. I started preparing. I was a little bit late because, again, people in my class, I think some had already started in the final year. But regardless, I took the exams, came here, applied for residency. And then subsequently after residency, I went on to do my fellowship in pediatric infectious diseases. I then spent a couple of years. I did actually go back to Pakistan for 2 years. I worked at the Aga Khan University. I
Nice.
started as a clinical instructor and then I became an assistant professor. And I also became involved because by then, this concept of residency training had also seeped into Pakistan, and AKU had a pediatric residency. So I became an assistant or associate program directors. There it was more like a coordinator. So that's when I was like coordinating educational sessions and lectures and whatnot. And I'm still in touch with that very first class that I taught. And they still reach out to me. It's so funny. And especially now with social media, they can find, yeah. So I'm still very much in touch with some of them. And then after about 2.5 years at AKU, I came back to the US